Okay, so now we got to the most important part about LinkedIn lead generation, which is content. Okay, it's a content-based platform. I don't care if you like this or not because that's just what it is. Okay, and instead, what I can do for you is to make you avoid or like help you avoid a mistake that almost everybody does. Okay, and as a result, they get an audience of people who wants to learn from them, who wants to just engage with them, and who just basically like comment on their posts, like their posts, but never buy anything. Okay, so this often happens when you post for people who want to learn from you instead of for people who wants to hire you. Okay, so there's a big like difference between these two. Okay, so someone who wants to hire you doesn't want to know how to do your job specifically. Okay, and I can give you a great example so you can better understand. So let's say that I am a personal chef. Okay, and I work for high performers, like for entrepreneurs who just don't have the time or who might not have the time to cook for themselves, but they want to stay in shape. They want to eat healthy and all this good stuff. Okay, do you think that I will get any clients if I post how to make the perfect morning omelette without seed oils? Or like, do you think that I will get any clients if I post like the recipe for, I don't know, chicken and broccoli or something like that? I guess not really. Okay. But what if I changed or like switched the narrative and instead post insight as like, or something like, for example, why you should not have carbs for breakfast if you want to perform at work. Okay, why what makes you crash in the afternoon after you have your lunch. Okay, and why, how you can avoid it. Or I can post something like, uh, if you use this simple, I don't know, like if you remove this one specific, I don't know, food from your diet, you can increase your testosterone by 15%. Something I just made those up. Okay, I'm not a health expert, and I guess you can tell from what I just said. But that's the whole point. Okay, and this is just in the cooking space, but the same applies to B2B and even like B2C. Okay, we don't want to just show them how to do our job. Okay, what's the point? Like, I know that there's this saying like, show them how to do it and they will hire you to do it for them, and it's not really true anymore. Okay, because people have been burned and they just know that most of the time they can just hire someone in-house, right? So we don't want to just give everything away for free. We want to just help them understand the problem and then present our service as the solution for that. So for example, like if you're running a cold email agency, and I'll show you a real life example of that. Okay, so if you're running a lead gen agency, like a cold email agency, and you can, you want to talk about deliverability, which is a huge part, because if your emails don't get delivered, you're not getting meetings, right? So you can say something like how to increase deliverability by 21% with this special syntax formula. And nobody's going to understand a single word you just said. Okay, so the problem is that this is only for people who are also agency owners, like who are lead gen agency owners. They will understand this. Your target audience, or like your ideal prospects, are probably CEOs or like founders, maybe sales managers in B2B companies, and I can guarantee that they will have no idea what you're talking about, right? But what if you just said, this is how you generate 14% more revenue from your already existing outbound efforts without any extra cost or work? And then you explain why deliverability has this 14% impact on the performance. And then you can just simply pitch, this is, if you want me to help you with your deliverability, just comment below or just DM me, whatever, right? You can easily pitch. That's the point. You don't want to just show them how to do it and they say, oh, by the way, if you want me to do it for you, like I'll be happy to work for you. Okay, this works sometimes, but we don't want to just something that works sometimes. We want something that works all the time, every time. Okay, and I'll show you an actual example. Okay, this is a post that I wrote for one of the clients. Okay, who's his name is Brandon, and he's running a lead gen agency. that's why I chose this example. And I will just read it for you, and you can see, you can get the idea from that. Okay. So, okay, let's go. This is the real reason why you're getting marked as spam when sending cold emails. It's not like DNS or volume. By the way, I don't know if I should just like leave comments, or like if I should be leaving comments throughout this, but okay, let's just read it first, and then let's get back to it. So, as long as your DNS setup is intact and the volume of emails per domain is under 30 per day, you should be landing in primary inbox, but you're not, right? Here's why: your data source sucks. So let's say you get a list. It should have been get a list of emails from Apollo, like everybody else, and just try to target SaaS companies based on keywords or industry filters. You'll get a list of companies that in fact are SaaS companies, but 30 or 40% of the list will be companies that are just close to that. Think software developers, agencies for SaaS companies, coaches for SaaS apps, and so on. So even with the lowest volume and the DNS setup in place, you'll still get marked as spam. But there's a solution. I'll make a post about it tomorrow. See, I didn't pitch anything here like an actual service. I'll just post pitched the next post, right? But you get the idea. See, I'm not talking about right how to get better result, like how to get better lead sources. Okay. Instead, I talk about why better lead source is so important. Okay, you get the idea. Instead of how to, switch to why. That's the core point. That's the core idea, right? So this was a bit longer than I wanted to do it, but I think it's important. So I hope you understand. If you don't, well, just read, watch it again, or read some of the posts from my clients. I guess you can easily find them if you try a little bit. And yeah, or if you want me to do it for you, as I just said, this is not how you pitch. But if you want me to do it for you, just click the link below, and you can see whether or not we're a good fit. Okay. So yep. See you in the next module.